Hi guys, welcome back to Something with Sina and you guys, you guys. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for showing so much love on my previous video. I am so thankful. So, if you haven't watched my video, I suggest that you do just that. Anyway, on today's video, I just want to talk about how God has walked with me. Now, I know that my baby is now growing into something that I know that God is going to use to literally reach people. And I don't know, I've just been feeling scared, if I'm being honest. I've been feeling so scared. And I think a few weeks back bendicinga ba uThixo is going to use me greatly. And if he doesn't use me greatly, that's fine. He is going to use my channel greatly. And I'm like, it's about to make sense soon. I know last week when my name it's about to make sense soon. Organ manin teacher and organ manin you gotta see it before you see it. You have to see it before you see it. You have to see it before you see it. And I feel like God is about to blow my mind away. Anyway, I just want to talk about how God has walked with me. Really, it's nothing recent, but it's just like I think I've been having a moment or moments where I just think about Sana, and I think this is going to be my testimony. Let me just get comfortable. Okay, so I wanted to sit. Oh, probably made noise, but actually, I just wanted to sit kakuhle and comfortable because I'm about to. Yeah, I'm about to literally just speak like I always do, especially when it's just me. So I was just thinking, okay, Abba, I know that you are going to be doing this, and I sense it, I feel it, I sense it. And the more I think about the way God is going to use something with Sina, I'm like, I'm not ready. Honestly, I am so scared. And I think as I've been like sitting and just like taking in, guys, can I just tell y'all, I literally, there's nothing I think more about like this, like creating these videos and what I have to do. It's, when someone is on a mission, they will get together whatever they need to get together just because they are on a mission. And I feel like this whole time I've literally just been so honest with God. I'm like, I don't want to do this without you. Like, I don't mind if like I was just telling God, but like every single time when I think about it and like the direction my channel is taking and where I want to see it and all of that, I think I snap back into reality so quick. But andifuni kuyo yonke into endiyenzayo, I don't want to lead you and then ndiphele ndizilida ngokwam and still think that you're walking with me. So I think eyona nto that has been like in my mind is that I don't want to do this without you, God. And if you don't want me to do it, something must happen. I tried, but I'm literally going to be intentional about what I believe you said to me. And God has really just walked with me. So as I was just sitting there, I'll go into sharing the thing, and I'm like, guys, he is not amen that he should lie, one, and nothing takes him by surprise at all. Like when you get in your little scene that you think, um, when we get into izinto that we never thought we would find ourselves in, it does not take God by surprise, and it does not change his mind about us. And I was just thinking, like a few weeks, wow, a few years back, before I moved to Cape Town, or even Gogunan Kula, probably in my teens. Let's just talk about when I was literally a teen and I was pregnant with my first baby. Let's talk about that, Gala. Um, yeah, the journey has been so long, and so my mom has always just been like close to me. She's been open, and I think she had like in the okay, we're gonna open up, you're gonna tell me like what's going on in your life. Do you have a boyfriend? If you do, then kuzofuneka wenze lena to prevent this thing from happening or whatever. So I would like my big sister, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how much I used to hate her. Yeah, I always tell her, so it's not going to be Indo and about, oh, you used to hate, yes. And like right now, as ndikhulile, I used to look at my big sister and I'm like, yo, ntombi uyathanda uthetha. Oh my God, uyathanda uthetha. Like, let me be. I'm doing me. Na na na. So, okay. So I call umakhulu wami umama, because that girl raised me. She's basically my mom. And mom, like my biological mom, she was the one who was open, and she'd be like, okay, what's happening? And I think her doing that was basically to try and protect me from like maybe the pregnancy or any of the other things that I could have avoided had I been like open to her. But to my Sina and then Zenzu Sina, I'm like, I don't have a boyfriend. No, I'm not having sex and all of that. And I think that's when that's literally the start of the enemy playing engqondweni yami. So I got pregnant, and everyone at home was, I think, more than anything, they were just so sad. I don't think they were disappointed, but it was more of Indoyobana. They were so sad. I think they never expected that. Okay, this is going to be a bit TMI, but even in my teenage years, Umama was still like the one person that literally washing zetu, even our underwear. She was that person. Like, I was still a baby. When I tell y'all that even now, I'm still a baby, kumama. So I think that happening, it really just, it shattered everyone at home. And I think with that, like, I could see how it just made everyone, they were disappointed, sure. They were not mad, but it was like, I mean, you go out, you go eskoleni, and you come back, you don't sleep out, you don't do any of those things. Like, they never saw it coming. So I think with that, and I think I would say low key, like when I fell pregnant with my son, my first son, at the age of, I think I was 16 or 17, I was doing matric, and that was that. I was like, yeah, I am. Like, it's sad because now I can't really be a kid. I can't and it was like 2010. So I remember when everyone used to go like watch games and whatever, my mom would be like, baby girl, where you going? Kaloku when you can't, because it was 12. So I don't want y'all around. Like, oh no, you need to be home. And that made me so sad. But then I gave birth to my son back in 2010, and life went on. But then I think something happened something happened to me in Gala 2010, or when I was pregnant or whatever. But I started having this deep hate. Yeah, I'm gonna call it that. I started like questioning myself, questioning why I even like I started literally, I just hated myself because one, I knew that my family was really disappointed, and I was disappointed in myself. Like, I was a baby, I was 16, 17. Obviously, I know you're going to say, oh, if you were really a baby, then you wouldn't be doing adult stuff. Well, it happened, and it took me a long time. As I think, even when I think about my teenage pregnancy nango, it still kind of makes me feel some type of way. And I was basically in my friend group, the one on Omdan, and when we had to do stuff, I'd be like, my mom sometimes would be like, oh no, it's fine, you can go if time is your mall or whatever, like you can go, I'll watch. Oh, but then a part of me would be like, no, no. Or I would go and then I would want to come back earlier because kaloku funeka ndibuyile, one, and also my boobies hurt because they had milk, because someone wanted to, you know. And then I think as I grew up ke ngoku, I had into yoba, oh, that was so stupid of you, how could you do that, and like your family hates you. I think this was after some time unagwe corner, probably when he was like 2 or 3 years, and then I was now in a very dark place because I would literally, I know, like I'm going to ask my family to watch this so that they, yeah. Anyway, I've had conversations about this, I think, with them as well. And a few years after Unako was born, I started like, I was convinced that my family hated me. And I hated them so much. Oh, I was like, they are my worst enemies. I hate them. And like Ekaya, I would literally be the only one who Rumin, because the enemy, gosh, Satana akajoki. Usathana akanaxesha. Ba awunangqondo kusathana sana uyawukufaka ii-worms. I don't know how I thought of that. But usathana uyakufaka ii-worms entloko. Whereas I was convinced but they hate me ekhaya. So I would literally just self-isolate. I would isolate. Ndingahlali nabantu. I would literally just disihlalele rumini, and I would put on Sarah Jakes. No, but I didn't start listening to her until like 2018, 2019. So Satana the whole time, oh, why yayiba filled day engqondweni yam naye. Like the devil would have so much fun. Like he would gallivant around my mind. He would tell me lies that, of course, how can your family want you? Because you are the black sheep of the family, Mos. You're the one who decided to have a kid when you were still a baby. Now you have to literally. The devil started like telling me so many lies that no, can you hear your family? They're sitting in the lounge. They don't care about you. It actually would be better if you maybe just relocate, kill yourself. I don't know. Just do something. But your family is happy without you. If they were not happy, um, they would ask you to come sit with them, a lounge and whatever. And I remember how much I used to get like so mad and so frustrated, like when they were sitting in the dining room or lounge and I would hear them laughing and I'd really just be dying inside. And I just grew this hate because of the lies the enemy was telling me. And I had my second baby like 7 years after Unago. I don't want to lie, it was not planned. No, Unago wasn't planned, but it was here. Like with Ulive, my son, I was like, oh, for sure. it's chai for me. And also, I think I should also mention, you know, when something like that happens, when you have a baby and you're young, even your brain is not fully developed yet. So I do want to say that after my pregnancy and then I had Unago, I think after that things were just a bit messy for me. I don't want to lie, I did not know my identity. I didn't know who I was. I would literally just get myself in not even toxic relationships, but it's like Nespangana, man. Even a person who'd be like, "Oh, you're so nice and whatever. You're cool." Oh, I used to like it when people said I'm cool and whatever. I'm like, "Oh, there's still something like I'm cool. At least I'm still liked because I'm cool." That would kind of fill a void in me in a way. And this is something I only realized, like, as I was getting older. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so, like, I didn't know who I was. So even after Unago was born, I think that kind of did something to me psychologically, because I started getting myself in situations, and I literally mingled with people that I knew I had no business even mingling with or being with. Like, I was in a dark place. I did not know. I didn't have an identity. Like, I knew God, and I was like, he's definitely not for me. I know that, like, my sisters were seemed to be this perfect people that went to church, and they knew all the church members, and they were those people that were at church. And me, on the other hand, I just showed up once at church, and I already just had this baby, and I was just like, oh, hi, hi. And they, like, church people would address them by name, but with this, like, oh yeah, oh, Usnazo, this is, the, like, yeah, we have them and then her. That's how I felt. And also, I think one of the things that I learned in that period is that Usatana will literally use the spirit of offense, because, like, umama, obviously, abazali bazoqeqesha, they will tell you, no, don't do that, don't whatever. But it's like, when that was done to me, like, xa into yayisiza kumba suyenza into ethile, I would be so offended. I would literally take it as if she hates me. Oh no, akangiqeqeshi kaloku ngoku, she hates me. And I just got myself in all these things, these messy things, and I didn't have identity. I remember there was a period where my family doesn't know this, but yeah, I think I'm just going to be honest and vulnerable. And if Lemaikia wins umsebenzi wayo, my heart is literally beating fast right now. But I literally used to smoke weed every single day. I used to smoke weed trying to. I was, of course, remember I told you that I thought defika kum like ancome ba, oh, you're so cool, umhle, wara wara, I would melt, because kaloku I wasn't anchored in anything. I didn't know that that's who I've always been, because the enemy had said all these lies to me, and it's like the first clown that would even look my way, I'd be like, ah, really? And I used to smoke every day. Yeah, I was just a mess who didn't know her worth. And then it was just like a very sad time. I was literally thinking how sad I get when I look at the pictures of Zamzak Dala. And when you look at a picture of yourself from years ago, and then for a fact where you were, how you were feeling, who you were with. And I literally have so much sympathy, and I literally want to hug the girl that I was in all those instances in my life. And then I just didn't have identity. And even in those situations, it's amazing to think about how, I don't want to cry. It's amazing to see how God has just really walked with me. And I had my second baby, and I was like, oh, okay, no, I'm a mess up. I am for real a, yeah, nothing good can ever come out of me right now, because never mind breaking all of the rules and okay, now I bring a second child into the world. I was even struggling with Unako sometimes, because my mom has this parenting style where she used to remind you of where you messed up, and you didn't want to mess with that. And I had my second kid, and then that's when I was convinced by, okay, obviously God is for other people and not for me, and that is fine. And then I got, and my hate my hate for my family just grew even more. And it's like I was getting myself in all these messy situations, and they had nothing to do with it. My family has literally been there for me since literally my first breath. And somehow the enemy had gotten in my mind and convinced me, bam, oh no, they hate you. You need to figure yourself out. I remember, I think I used to bottle up a lot of stuff, and I used to find a lot of comfort. Oh, Bawasana, I used to find comfort in being outside my house and not being home. Two kids now, and my mom I would literally go MIA. Do you hear me? I would go MIA for the whole weekend. I would be stuck with some dude, and I would be stuck with some dude, and I'm like, I'm living my best life. I would smoke, I would get drunk, I would smoke some more, because I was trying to numb the, I think more than anything, I had so, I cannot afford to cry. I think more than anything, I was carrying shame, because I wanted to be, I wanted to be a good girl. I wanted my mom to be proud of me. And I just wanted to be a normal girl. But it's like when I had my child the first time, it was like, okay, that's forgivable. We can still work with that. But then when I had my second child, it's like everything just went downhill from there. And then I I had this period where I was like, okay, I'm officially a screw up right now. There's no coming back from this. And I would literally go MIA with some guy. I would smoke and smoke. I used to smoke weed. Yo, I would smoke and smoke and smoke. And I knew that I wanted to feel okay. I knew, man. And then I started listening to Sarah Jakes, I think in 2018 or 2019. And when she shared her testimony about how she had a baby at the age of, I think, 14, 13, 14. And I was like, okay, I can start listening to you. And then I still carried the heaviness of, you're a screw up, even like you're in varsity, but it's taking you forever to finish. Quit school, like try to do something with your life, bros. I even had times where I was like, how can I get money? I just want to get money so I move out of my house with my kids and just be independent. That's what I wanted, because I was like, I can't live in this house. Like, even though my mom did everything for me and my kids, but the enemy literally, do you know that the enemy thought he had me, but Jesus said you were mine. No, 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 no. Literally, the devil thought he had me. So, I had my second kid, and then I think I knew for sure that something is maybe a bit loose in my head. I think it was in 2021. Yeah, 2021, September, I believe. I'm not sure. I have to go back to Instagram and just the pull that post up. But I remember in the month of 2021, I felt very suicidal. Now I did not have the guts in me. Didn't have the guts to pop pills or buy a blade or whatever. I didn't, but I remember I used to think about death all the time. I did not want to be here. I did not want to breathe. I did not want to be alive. And I used to think about death, and I'd be like, God, I don't want to be here because I don't know. It's like every single time I'm reminded of my screw ups and I can't deal with that. I just can't. And then in October of 2021, I moved to Cape Town. And then something super traumatic happened even in that. So October, I moved to this place, and I literally prayed. I was like, God, I'm moving to Cape Town, and I don't want to repeat any of the things that happened in PE. And I know for a fact that there's a thing where you move to a place, but then you move, but you still carry everything from your past into your present. And I think that's pretty much what happened. And I remember, the I think the one of the breaking points, or the realization, or I don't know, the revelation, I don't know what you put it, or how you put it, or whatever. So I moved to Cape Town in October of 2021, and there was still so much trauma around me moving here as well. And then I had stopped smoking weed, so I used to just smoke it occasionally now. And then I started like drinking gengoku. Hey, oh my God, I started drinking. And then I think the last time I actually drank, or when I got the revelation, was I went to the mall and I was like, I need to buy myself alcohol. I did not have money. Do you know what I did? I bought myself in nip gin. I think, yeah, the very small apple gravy, yeah, and I just wanted to get drunk. I think that day, that's when I decided, bah, this cannot be my life. I can't. Like, I'm at a new place and I'm still experiencing some sort of trauma, or repeating what has happened. I've never really healed from any of the things that have happened, from the shame that I had as umtana, who got pregnant at a very young age, and sometimes used to like be reminded every other day, but kaloku wena sulibala, because I never healed from that. And I think before I actually moved to Cape Town, I sat my family down. Oh, it wasn't really as civil as I'm making it out to be. I literally had an episode. I literally burst out. I was like, and I started telling everyone at home in Dabas. I was like, "Wena mama, kwati, and wena makazi wam," and literally everyone. I literally told them in Dabazab, and I think that's when I first, like, I opened up really about what was really going on inside of me. And then days after that, until I had like to move, like, I slowly started to find language and speak to my mom and tell her how I really feel in Imena right. And then when I moved here, the day I bought myself a nip, that's when I was like, no, it's chai, my bruh. You need to sort your feelings out. And then I started going to therapy, and I'm a plug, y'all. Now I started therapy. Goyo is a counseling hub, and it was literally like $50 per session, and that really helped me a lot. And then from there, um, and then go CP. I think January, go January of 2022. Top of the year, I was like, okay, let's give this Jesus guy a chance. Let's see where it's going to take us. And I remember just telling him, but God, I know that I am my happiest and my healthiest when I'm with you, and I need to feel like that. Okokoko. So I am going to be intentional with my walk with you. Are you going to do this with me? Promise that I was Uyandao. And he was like, I bet. And that's basically when I literally just started being intentional with my relationship with God, and just knowing who I am in Him, and knowing Him, and to just have learned that He is my Father and my friend, and He is my help, and He has left me a helper, which is the Holy Spirit, and that nothing can ever separate me from His love that has filled me up, and it still fills me up to this day. And my channel, kutali channel yami abakhona, but I think when I started letting Him in all of my relationships, I have healed. And like the friendships and the relationships that I now have are the most healthiest, and my relationship with my family now is everything, and I know they are my safe space, and I am just so thankful to have God in my corner. I'm really, really thankful, and every single day His mercies are fresh for me, and I know He's not going anywhere, and I'm not doing life by myself, and that is my testimony. So I hope you enjoy this, and I love you so much, and have the most amazing week. I love you. Bye.